This is Brian Rowe with Mythic MTG Tech number 257 here, looking at the top 10 cards from Oath of the Gatewatch. Oath of the Gatewatch comes out today. If you've got comments on any cards that I've missed, please leave them in the comments. I'm super excited about this set. We've got some really cool things in it. They've made Eldrazi wonderful. Before we go too far, I'm going to do a few quick honorable mentions here. These are cards that I think have a lot of potential but haven't yet found a home. Devour in Flames could be great removal depending on what creature suites are played. Most of your aggro decks that need to clear out a large blocker don't care about returning a land to your hand. In Modern, you may even be able to combo this with some type of a retrace package. Inverter of Truth is a crazy card. The idea that you exile all cards from your library, then shuffle the cards into your graveyard, into your library, allows some nuts things to happen. It's also a 6/6 4/4 that is an Eldrazi. That means it can come out super early in the game. Other honorable mentions I've got here is Sea Gate Wreckage. 3 mana, dry card. If you have no cards in hand, could be really good for aggro decks in Standard. May even see play in a control deck that is dropping its hand, kind of a tap out control deck. Chandra Flame Caller is another one of those cards that I really want to be playable, but only made the honorable mention list because for 6 mana, she can't defend herself easily. In a control deck that wipes the board before putting her out, she could be amazing, but otherwise she's a little bit underwhelming for me. Oath of Nissa is the new green Ponder. I like this a lot in EDH, and it will probably see play in Standard. Inverter of Truth does have some crazy potential. Look at Eldrazi Mimic, Eye of Ugin, and Urborg. This is a turn 2 kill in Modern. You can put out 4 2/1s on turn 1, and then on turn 2, turn them all into 6/6s. If you're wondering why Urborg and Eye of Ugin have jumped way up, it's probably not this combo, but it is other crazy things that you can do with Eldrazi, now that Eldrazi are regular-sized small creatures. Flavor-wise, this feels a little bit weird to have 2/1 Eldrazi, but they're going to have a huge impact in Standard and potentially even Modern. Inverter of Truth could also be played in like a Lab Maniac deck. This is a card people are going to brew with. It's either going to be terrible or it's going to be great. Or 2 more cards here that are really on my honorable mentions is Stonehaven Outfitter and Weapons Trainer. These 2 cards in particular could be super powerful with the right equipment package. Modern's got great equipment, but they're a little underpowered for Modern. Standard, if we see swords or something similar come back into Standard, I would pick these guys up right away. In fact, I'm going to pick up a few extras after they drop a little bit in price, just in case we see an equipment package come out. Even without an equipment package, EDH is where Stonehaven Outfitter is going to shine. The idea that every time they remove your creature, you're going to draw some extra cards is great. Number 10 spot here, I've got Stormchaser MAge, just because I love Wee Dragonauts. And we've got some cards to really turn this into a damage factory. Slip Through Space is the kind of cantrip you want with a prowess creature. Pyromancer's Assault makes all of your cantrips much better. When you hit that second card in a turn, you're going to be dealing some serious damage to creatures or players. Number 9 spot here, I've got Oath of Jace. A lot of people I know have been kind of down on this card. I really, really like it in Planeswalker control. Draw 3, discard 2, gets you to what you need to stabilize, and then gives you a great way to get to your win conditions once you've got a Planeswalker on the board. I really like this Oath a lot. We've got some wonderful cards that are going to support that Planeswalker control deck, including -2/-2 to all creatures, or Spatial Contortion, +3/-3. This is a card that may even see some modern play. This is a great way to take out Etched Champion. Number 8 spot here, I've got Kalitas, Traitor of Guest. 3/4 4-caster with lifelink that can eat zombies to get bigger. If there's a mono black control deck, this card is going to be in it. This is the type of card that stabilizes the board versus burn decks. I really look forward to playing with it. What more can a red-blue player ask for? A dual land that turns into a 4/1 or is a 1/4. Lives through Lightning Bolt. Really, really good card. Pick up your playsets now. This is going to be standard playable for the next few years and modern playable. This is a great win condition in a traditional control deck or a really nice blocker when you really need one. Number 6 spot here, I've got a fun EDH card. I don't think it's going to see much standard play, although it could see a little bit in Planeswalker control. People love tutors in EDH, and Call of the Gatewatch is a tutor for people's favorite cards, Planeswalkers. Pick up foils of this card as soon as possible. Number 5 spot here, I've got Goblin Dark-Dweller. Crazy card. Think about this as a red Snapcaster Mage. It allows you to put a 4/4 with Menace into play. And for people who don't remember, Menace is the new kind of Intimidate. It means that the creature can only be blocked by 2 or more creatures. So you put out a giant creature, and you get to play something for free from your graveyard. Kolaghan's Command is the big one that comes to mind, both in Standard and in Modern. This card is going to be wonderful. Number 4 spot here, I've got Eldrazi Displacer. This is one that's not going to be on other people's lists. I really, really like blinking effects. A creature that allows you to blink again and again can take those enter the battlefield effects and let you do crazy things. It will clearly have a home in EDH, and I believe there may even be a standard deck for it. If I'm able to brew up a standard deck, I will share that deck list with you. Number 3 spot here, I've got Kozilek's Return. I don't know why this card is at Mythic. This card needs to be at Rare. If this card sees anywhere near as much play as I believe that it will, it is going to be really expensive. Playable 3 casting cost cards at Mythic can get really expensive when they're in Standard. I like this card in Eldrazi decks a lot, but I also like this card in non-Eldrazi decks. This is a potential way to deal with Zerg, fast creature decks or token decks, and it has a nice upside if you're playing a few Eldrazi in the deck. Wonderful card. Really kind of confused why they put it at Mythic though. Number 2 spot here, I've got Kozilek the Great Distortion. EDH powerhouse. Draw lots and lots of cards after ramping. This could also be the top of a control or ramp deck in Standard. Very reasonably priced right now at about the $15 to $18 range. Eldrazi are favorites of casual players. This is a 12/12 with Menace and the ability to start discarding cards to counter spells. Really cool design. Not the most powerful Eldrazi we've seen, but strong enough. Number 1 spot here, I've got Thought Not Seer. Crazy card. Will see play in every format except Legacy and Vintage. EDH, nice card. Standard, very good card. Modern, where you've got a black Eldrazi deck doing really well, amazing card. In Standard, I can see you curving into this and then a Reality Smasher, and your opponent doesn't even have the cards in hand to deal with the Reality Smasher. Great card. I look forward to seeing it in foil. I would pick these up and look forward to playing them for the next few years. Additionally, you've got this great ramp going on right now. This wonderful curve that hits Eldrazi Mimic, Matter Reshaper, Thought Not Seer, your Eldrazi mimics are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. When you see an opponent drop a mimic, you need to be prepared to remove it right away, or it's going to get really scary really quickly. This has been Brian Rowe with Mythic MTG Tech. Thank you to everybody who is over there on Patreon making the channel possible. The Angel tokens are back in stock. Become a patron at the $5 level, and I will send you out 2 of the Angel tokens done by local legacy player and fantasy artist Sam Kaiser.